Now, how about them damn Celtics?
And we are back with another episode of How About Them Celtics. Sam and I are here recording Monday, January 6th, talking about the loss to the Thunder, a bunch of other stuff because that's what's going on right now. Once again, I have fallen into the trap of, oh my gosh, we're talking about the Celtics, even though that's literally what we do every time. How you doing, Sam?
I doing pretty good. Fun show ahead today. We'll talk a little bit more about Celtics Thunder, which was a really fun game for a lot of the game, and then it wasn't. We'll talk about just some around the NBA rumors, and we'll get to the rat list. We'll check the standings as well. Make sure you stick around for all of it because show is stacked today. Make sure you hit the bell and subscribe because we're here every single day with new videos, whether it's full pods Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday, the game recaps the morning after each game, and other videos in between to keep you up to date with all things Celtics. We are here for you no matter what. Yes.
Yes, sir. Let's ready to go. Let's ready to go.
Let's ready to go.
Let's ready to go.
Sure. Everybody in the comments ready to go.
Ready to go. Thunder, Celtics. So we're going to look at the offense because the offense is what went wrong against the Thunder, and we're going to specifically look into the second half. And I mean, we can look at some of the first half possessions. I left it open on purpose. On the sheet here, I wrote, like, we can watch the threes, Jaylen Brown shots, Tatum shots, et cetera, et cetera. You put here, too, we can talk about what it means, a bunch of stuff about the Thunder game as well. But what do you want to do in terms of the offense? Do you want to just look at the threes? Do you want to look at Jaylen shots? Do you want to look at possessions in order? Like, what do you think would be the best avenue? I didn't choose on purpose because I wanted to.
I think truthfully, we should look at, without like jest, the moment on in the third quarter from when Tatum misses 2 of 3 free throws. From that point on, they were cooked. That to me was the turning point, and you could feel it. I'm not even trying to be a dick. Like, go back and look at the play-by-play. They were up like 9 when he made the third free throw, and then they were cooked.
Yes, so they were up by 9 when he made that, and then they ended the quarter. The Thunder ended the quarter on a. What is this? Sorry, I'm trying to do math in my head. I'm not very good at it. 75-66, 10-5 run, which is not terrible, but it's enough of a run to where they were down 4 instead of 9. And then, I mean, the fourth quarter is really where it all went to crap.
The end of the third was where it went up in smoke for me because they were up a fair amount, like it was comfortable, and then
that
they
run
went into the fourth up 1.
I think it was a lot of at the end, and I mean, this is why we're watching it. I think the Thunder got out in transition a lot in those last 2 minutes, and then just ran it up to where they were back in the game. So let me pull up those offensive possessions for the Celtics to end the quarter here. Okay, there's this one. I'm just pulling up all the clips for the end of the third because it's a short enough period where we can just watch them. Also, very random, but I saw it. That Lou Dort technical foul. What was that? That was so weird.
It was weird in real time. It was just him putting his hands up and being like, I don't think I fouled him. Like, he didn't look like he did anything crazy.
I heard on the broadcast that Lou Dort flopped like 10 seconds earlier in the play, but they called an advantage foul, like kind of like in soccer. And if that's the case, I'd be curious to see it. But okay. So here's the end of the third after Tatum missed the free throws. I'm going to mute. I don't think NBA.com being muted is going to mute it for you guys. So I'm just going to have to individually mute each clip before we go. But unless I share a different tab, maybe this won't work. But here we go. Here is the first of the bunch. Hopefully you're on the same page as me. This is a turnover, right? Tatum bad pass turnover, I believe.
Yes, I see it.
Okay, so here we go. This is the first offensive possession the Celtics had after Tatum missed those 2 free throws, and I'll explain what happened on defense in between these things if it's not showed in the clip. But Tatum misses 2 free throws. Celtics are up by 9, and then Jalen Williams.
Okay.
They're up by 9. Jalen Williams hits a 3, then they're up by 6, and then this happens. So this first offensive possession, 2-man action, Pritchard and Horford, little handoff screen with Cornette and Tatum. Tatum tries to dump the ball into Al Horford. I actually think this is a pretty good offensive process. I think it's just good defense by Shai Gilgeous-Alexander to get around the seal and tip it out. Maybe Tatum should have just dumped it to Cornet instead of trying to feed Horford. But I don't have a huge problem with this because I think what they were doing was the correct thing.
I just think maybe that if anything, the pass might have been a bit inaccurate and the seal was a bit weak. Like if he throws that to the left side, it's not getting picked off, and it's probably an easy drop step finish with the right hand for Al. But that's I don't know. Maybe it's splitting hairs, but it's also the NBA where the margin for error, especially playing one of the best teams in the league, is so slim that you can break it down there. Nonetheless, this is a point in time where it's evident that OKC has turned up their intensity, which is really the story of this second half, besides Boston being colder than the weather was outside of the arena.
Yeah. Obviously they did not execute it well enough, but of all the plays we're about to see, I don't think this is going to be the one I complain the most about. I'll put it that way. I think they did the right thing. They just didn't execute it to its fullest extent. Next one, Celtics still up by 6 at this point. They get a stop on the Thunder. And then Peyton Pritchard has the ball on the left wing. He tries to drive past Lou Dort, takes a step back 3, misses. Thunder fight for the rebound.
By his standards, not a bad shot. Maybe in
not
the
a bad shot.
The game yesterday, read the room a little bit better.
Yeah. Is this lagging for you when I play them, or are they fine?
It hasn't been bad.
Okay, perfect. It's never going to be perfect just because I have a million tabs open, but I can never tell. Yeah, it's a fine shot. He was just cold all day, and I mean, Lou Dort, give him credit, contest the shot well enough.
Lou Dort was maybe the MVP of the second half.
Yeah, it is what it is. Not the best shot, but next one is Thunder. Celtics get a good stop, good steal on Shai. This was huge at the time. Jason Tatum drives in transition, finds Hauser in the corner. It's an open 3. People are going to be mad because it's a transition 3. It's an open corner 3. You take it, right? Like you just do. He missed it, so it's tough, but it's an open corner 3, man.
Yes, exactly that. If you want to nitpick, Horford could have been like, "Hey, I'm on your left," because there's no way Tatum could have seen him in this sequence. And maybe Horford is the better pass, but I think Tatum does a good job of hesitating enough where the defense second guesses where he's going to pass the ball to on this right side, because Pritchard is there trailing and Isaiah Joe has to hesitate between the two men. And because of that, Hauser gets a cleaner look than if he throws it to him earlier.
Yeah. And I mean, if Tatum just went to Pritchard, Isaiah Joe would have been able to contest a lot easier. And Horford is cutting, so he's just cutting into a guy in the paint. So he's not going to be open there anyways.
And mind you, for those watching, we have done 3-4 plays now. In the third quarter, we've reviewed them. It's been probably like 3 or 4 minutes of play. The score has not changed. So this is a part of the game that's extremely frustrating because the Celtics did a good job throughout the entire game, including the second half, of stopping OKC and limiting their baskets. They just didn't do anything when the door was wide open to put the game away.
And I don't even think the shots we've seen so far, and again, we've only watched 3, I don't even think they've been too bad so far. I don't even think they've done a bad job of running this offense so far. Next one, spoiler, Sam, score's still the same. Still 75-69 with under 3 minutes left now. Celtics still haven't scored. Pritchard gets the ball above the right wing. Cornet sets a little down screen. Pritchard drives in on Jalen Williams, gets inside, takes a little midi fadeaway, and it's not even close. And then Luke actually gets a putback. So the Celtics finally get a bucket.
Good pass.
And if you want to say this is a dumb shot by Pritchard, he took it on a big man, and Luke is on a guard, so Luke just gets a free rebound. Yes, and Luke is in a perfect position to do exactly what he did, which is get a putback. Now the Celtics are up by 8 points. Also, very random, very useless thing in this game. The scoreboard operator was so fast in this game.
Sharp.
Like, I would look down and be like, oh, they're about to be up by this. I'm like, oh, it already changed. Oh, okay, shit. Never mind. So we're at this point. And then the next time the Celtics get the ball, guess what? They got another stop. They're still up. Oh, wait, no, sorry. Wait, yes, they're still up by 8. They get another stop. Sorry, I had the Luke Cornet thing opened as its own possession, but we don't have to watch that anymore. Get another stop. So they're still up by 8. Pritchard has the ball again, running a little bit in transition on the left wing. Hauser gets open in the corner. This was a 3 maybe you don't love. This was a 3 where you may be looking like, I don't know.
Read the room. Get a good look.
So Sam Hauser runs under the basket, gets over to the corner. Pritchard finds him, and he takes what was open for a split second, but ends up being very contested because of the Thunder's closeout. I hesitate to say, oh my God, don't take that, blah, 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 because you want him to stay confident. You want him taking these shots. And we've seen that he can make these shots. Literally last game against the Rockets, he made these shots. He made it against the Raptors. He makes these shots. It didn't fall. And when it doesn't go in, it looks pretty rough. So maybe you want to fight for a little bit of a better shot here. But again, it's not like I'm looking at this and pulling my hair out. It's just like you know what I'm saying? It's just a little bit of a like, I don't know about that.
I just think this point of the game, you have gone several minutes without making your first, without getting a basket, without some kind of junk to it, where Luke Cornett had to get a putback tip for you to score. I think the door is also, again, wide open to continue to grow a lead and try and make this a more in control situation than it is, because even though OKC didn't make up ground during this stretch, the way that the Celtics were cold played into their favor, played into their confidence, knowing that what they were doing, whatever adjustments they made at halftime, were working. And that once the ball goes in, you could just feel that it was going to be an avalanche. And then that's what happened.
Yeah, I get it. And I don't disagree with you. We've seen Sam Hauser make the shot a million times. I think he's comfortable taking the shot, and it literally missed by maybe 2 inches. So it is probably the worst shot we've seen, but I'm still not at the point where I'm like, oh my God, what the hell are you doing? Like, I still don't think it was a terrible shot. That said, after that, so Hauser misses that three, Thunder get a rebound, and that's when Lou Dort's first three or second three or whatever it was of the game goes in. So then they're now down by 5 again, or they're now up by 5 again instead of 8. So Lou Dort made a three between this. Then the Celtics get this offensive possession. Tatum dribbles the ball on Isaiah Joe up top. He's dribbling. He gets a little bit of help from Lou Dort. Tatum finds a kick to Sam Hauser, who kicks it to Pritchard in the corner. Pritchard drives in, takes a floater in traffic, and then he's cooked. It did feel at too many points in this game they waited too long in the shot clock to initiate things. Like, it feels like they almost played into the Thunder's aggressiveness. And the Celtics, for as much as people don't like how they take a bunch of shots and chuck a bunch of threes, whatever, I think it does benefit them to play fast, because at this point, Tatum starts this action in 11 seconds, driving on Isaiah Joe. He's going middle, and he'll have middle if Lou Dort doesn't help. Lou Dort does a great job of helping over, and then I think this is Aaron Wiggins helps up in between the two shooters on the corner. So he can contest wherever Jason Tatum decides to pass the ball. Ends up trying to pass to Sam Hauser. By the time Sam Hauser catches it, Aaron Wiggins is already there, and big man Jalen Williams is already sprinting to the corner to contest Peyton Pritchard, chases him off the three-point line. Then Pritchard is forced to drive into traffic, and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander gets a block on him. So they started this action too late, because Pritchard's taking the shot with 2 seconds left, and he has to take it. So Thunder do a phenomenal job pre-rotating, and the Celtics just started their action a little bit too late. This was the first possession of the end of the third quarter where I was like, what the hell, guys? Come on.
You could just tell they were tense. The tension just continued to build throughout the quarter, and it's partially, I think, the reason why they were struggling to shoot the balls, because they could feel the pressure start to build every possession that they just left with nothing, and they were working their asses off on defense to keep OKC from getting back in the game sooner than they did. It's going to take a toll on them. And then if you want to factor in the fact that they had played now their third game in 4 days and their legs might be a little tired, you can, but it just felt like a team that was turned on its head from the first half when they were in full control. Like, OKC felt like they were rushed at the end of what you're seeing from the Celtics now is how OKC finished the first half.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, the Thunder did an amazing job of making the Celtics uncomfortable. And this is going to be a heavy film pod, so I'm going to tell you guys that in advance. I'm sorry for audio listeners. I hopefully doing a good enough job explaining it. But with the game like this, when they lose in the manner they did against such a good opponent, I think it's important to look at some of the film and what went wrong in the area that went wrong the most. And I hope you agree, Sam, because I just kind of put this on here.
I despise film. No, I mean, listen, I think we need to be able to look through things like this and acknowledge it, because not everybody is going to go back and think about what went wrong. I think people will look at this game and be like, well, the Celtics clearly just got outclassed, which they did. Like, you cannot get around that they were outplayed in the second half. Oklahoma City took the energy to an entirely new level that the Celtics were not ready for, especially considering the just wait, like the feel of that first half was like I came out at halftime and I was like, damn, Celtics just played the best half of the season. Like they were on every rebound, they were making things hard on the Thunder. This did not feel like the game that the Celtics were going to blow. And then once things stopped going their way offensively, they stayed engaged. They stayed engaged on defense, to their credit, something that we haven't seen from them over the past month. But once this ball stopped going in, it just was like every time it was multiplied, the difficulty for them to make a
Yeah.
shot.
Before we jump to the next thing, I do need to tell you guys about PrizePicks.
Tell them about
PrizePicks, the best place to get real money sports action. Over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings. That's billions with a B. PrizePicks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. You just pick more or less at least 2 players for a shot to win up to 1,000x your cash. Run your game all season long with PrizePicks. My roommate just got PrizePicks recently, as did my friend Danny, and they have been hooked. So shout out to CLNS for the code CLNS, which you guys should use at checkout because you can get hooked to on PrizePicks. They've been using it all the time. They come up to me and they're like, "What do you think of this? I need more than 6.5."
There's nothing worse than being asked what you think of someone's picks, because there's no winning. They either win and come back to you, or they lose and blame you.
Yeah, but it's okay when it's PrizePicks. Basketball season is heating up, and PrizePicks is the best place to get real money action while watching your favorite sports. You can now win up to 1,000 extra money on PrizePicks, like I said. Also, PrizePicks now offers MasterCard for quick and easy deposits into your account this sports season. Sam and I use PrizePicks all the time on the pregame. It's been a minute because we weren't the best at PrizePicks, and so we need to reload our account. We lost a few too many times, but we like picking the more on Celtics player points. We like picking the less on opposing players' points and the more on opposing players' turnovers, because, well, that just makes it more fun to root for it. Download the app today and use code CLNS to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Again, download the app today and use code CLNS to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks, run your game. Yeah, the Thunder did a phenomenal job of patching up what went wrong for them and how the Celtics were able to make up for their lack of three-point shot in the first half. They rotated quicker. They pre-rotated sometimes. They sent extra bodies to the paint to guard drives. They helped in one-on-one situations when they needed to. They just made a lot of good defensive tweaks. And Lu Dort was a big part of that, ironically. I mean, Lu Dort is currently shutting Jason Tatum out of the play we're about to watch, 2 feet above the three-point line. But Pritchard is driving on Aaron Wiggins. Horford gets the ball in the corner with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and just throws a horrendous pass to Jason Tatum. Really not close. This is a pretty inexplicable turnover from Al Horford. Like, he just missed him by a mile. I don't know if he thought he was going to stop, but then the Thunder just get the ball in transition and get a bucket here after Sam Hauser makes a pretty decent effort. And again, transition points helped the Thunder get back into the game at the end of the third quarter.
So the Celtics scored what, 2 points after Tatum makes that third free throw, and it was the Luke putback?
Yeah, but like I said, I've watched these possessions. I don't think their process has been too bad in any of the situations. They are just not, the shots aren't falling, and they've had a couple sloppy turnovers. I think it is more mental errors and execution rather than the idea behind what they're looking for on offense, if that makes sense. That sounds a bit confusing, but my point is I think they're hunting the right shots, in a lot of cases getting the right shots, but they're either starting their offensive action a little bit too late in the shot clock. They're either, fumbling the ball and turning it over a little bit. They're either, just these little things that if they started a little bit earlier in the clock, they sealed a little bit better. They passed a little bit crisper, and they didn't have these little mental errors. They probably would have gotten buckets in those scenarios, right? Because I think they're hunting the right shots and similar shots that we're getting in the first half. It's just, I think they're being bothered by the Thunder's uptick, like you mentioned.
I just think it made them tens. I think
Probably.
the Celtics were shell-shocked by what they saw defensively. Yeah. And these turnovers say that this is we haven't seen a turnover like this. It feels like in a long time. It was just, hey, turnover. Here's a free fast break. We're even to throw the ball in the right direction for you to just get off and transition.
Yeah, that was a bad turnover. And like I said, credit Sam Hauser for almost guarding this really well. It's just, he's 2-on-1. You're cooked. Next one, immediately after that bucket, where I get why they ran the shot clock down in that scenario. They were going for like 2 for 1, which I know you don't like in the past, but even you have acknowledged it is a good thing.
I did an article on it. I think
Yep.
the true thing with the 2-for-1 is just to make sure you get the best shots out of it.
Mhm.
And I don't
And they
know.
didn't execute it well enough there. They didn't execute it well enough. Immediately after that, is this the right thing? Yeah, I think this is the right tab. Sorry, I have a ton of video tabs open, so when I share my screen, they all look the same. Celtics are up by 1 now. 15 seconds left versus a 9-second shot clock. Jason Tatum has the ball, guarded by big man Jalen Williams. Thunder immediately help
team
over to
comes.
double team him. Finds Pritchard. Pritchard is forced to shoot a 3, which in the end, and the Celtics, Luke Cornett fights for rebound. Luke Cornett did a great job of using his size and trying to get the Celtics extra possessions. This is a rushed shot because the Celtics were trying to use the clock correctly, and the Thunder bothered Jason Tatum. The annoying part is, like, Pritchard gets open in the air. Like, we've seen him make the shot a bunch of times. It just didn't go in because it was rushed and at the end of the shot clock, and it is what it is. But shout out Luke Cornett for fighting. Thunder's pressured, man. That's what it was. The Thunder's pressured Tatum.
I would be curious to see going forward, and maybe it's something to look for as we keep watching these clips. If these double teams are thrown at a specific time in the possession where the Celtics cannot, like they don't have enough time to swing the ball. Because in this
Yeah.
clip, if you play it again or you don't play it again, I'll explain. It doesn't matter. Pritchard catches the ball with like 4 seconds left, 3 seconds left. Tatum is getting swarmed. Al Horford has the entire weak side to himself. And they don't have time to get him the ball because OKC has timed their blitz perfectly.
Yeah. Yeah, I do wonder, and we're going to watch a lot of the fourth quarter, so this might be a long pod, but I do wonder how many possessions they started too late, because that is a trend I've certainly seen in these last couple minutes
That
here.
could be it too.
Yeah. So Celtics get the offensive rebound, so they end up getting the last shot of the period, or maybe they got to stop and then got the last shot of the period, but Celtics have the ball 5 seconds, so they did get it. Tatum is inbounding on the left or right side, whatever way you're looking at it. Porzingis gets in, gets the ball over Case and Wallace, and they score how they scored a lot of the first half. They use their size. Porzingis is on a guard, and he just pulls up for an easy mid-range shot. Good offense, good job, good idea, good execution. Like,
Porzingis a dog.
They're up by 5.
Yep, and they somehow finished the quarter with a larger lead than expected, the way the last several minutes went.
Yep.
Like, they really only lost 5 points off of, like you said, it was 10-5 to end the quarter, but that 5 could have been 15. That was the part that really just felt like it was a missed opportunity from Boston, because their defensive effort was fine.
Yeah, they did a pretty good job. So, opening up the fourth quarter, first possession, Derek White has the ball on the logo against J-Dub, which is just the smaller Jaylen Williams, Jesus. Jaylen Brown comes off a little screen from Horford under the rim, gets the ball in a post-up situation on the elbow with Case and Wallace on him, faces up, sees Porzingis driving in, feeds him. He gets the ball, but Isaiah Hartenstein does a perfect job of helping over. I mean, the Thunder did a great job of this because they knew that the Celtics were going to use their size. And Isaiah Hartenstein just stuffs Porzingis, who clearly doesn't think he's going to be there. Porzingis kicks it out to Derek White, who, if we're going to watch in this next clip, because it's literally just the next shot, Derek White gets a 3-point shot off of Porzingis's offensive rebound, if you want to call it that, because he just got blocked. He gets an open 3, takes an open 3, clanks an open 3, and
front rim
the rebound. Yeah. I think it was a good 3, though. I mean, Kenrich Williams closed out really well, but Derek White takes a 3 every time and is shooting 40%. So
I am not going to ask Jack to put a counter on the screen, but you watching, just take note of how many front rim 3s you're about to look at.
I can put it in the private chat. 1. We'll keep tally. 1 front rim 3 so far. 1. This is a good 3 though. I have no problem with this offensive possession. The Thunder did a good job rotating. Porzingis got stuff, got a rebound. They got an open 3. Right? Unless you disagree with me.
I think the shot that they got was fine. Derek White was 2 of 11 from 3 in this game. Tough day to have a cold day. But he's 38% from 3 this season, something around there. I trust him to take 3s when he is making 3s. Like, if he takes a 3, I think it's going to go in. He's in the club.
Agree. Next one. Jaylen Brown dribbling on the wing with J-Dub on him. Dribbles, fumbles a little. They help over a little bit in the middle of the floor. gets to the middle, kicks out to Porzingis, who takes a wide or not wide open, a very deep three is what I was trying to say.
Three.
Yeah, who Aaron Wiggins closes out on 2 front rims.
We
got two front rims. That's a very deep one. The only reason I'm not sitting here saying what the hell are you doing is because that's literally where Porzingis shoots almost all his threes from. But it is very deep. Could have probably fought for a better three. Don't love it. I don't love it, but this is like the Sam Hauser one for me. It is. I've seen him take it and make it before, but like, come on, like maybe not right now.
I mean, if you want him to up fake and then take a dribble to the side, fine. Like, it's possible, but this is also a fucking grenade.
It is. And there's 2 seconds on the shot clock again.
That's what I'm saying. Like, Jaylen's like, all right, grenade.
Yes. All right.
And it goes back to what you were saying earlier where fucking get going. Move. Get going.
Yeah.
Start earlier.
I wish we could see longer in the possession, like the whole 24 seconds. We'd have to watch the whole game, which is just more difficult rather than watching these clips. But yeah. Next one. Celtics up by 4 at this point, 80-76. Jrue Holiday has the ball, and Isaiah Hartenstein in the not fully in the corner, but close to the corner, drifting to the corner. Porzingis drives in, trying to post up Case and Wallace. J-Dub immediately goes to help, so Kenrich Williams is responsible for 2 guys on the weak side of the floor. Jrue Holiday kicks it to Al Horford, who's wide open on the wing, and front rim.
Fine shot.
This is a perfect shot. It just hits. Do we call this front rim or is this side rim?
It's front rim.
Front rim?
It's still short.
3 front rims. This is perfect offense. You literally cannot ask for a better shot. They perfectly leverage the Thunder overreacting to Kristaps trying to post up. Kenrich Williams is guarding 2. He pretends to fake out. Horford is as open as you can possibly be as a jump shooter in the NBA. Just misses.
Excellent shot creation from the Celtics.
Mm-hmm. And Porzingis fights and keeps possession for the Celtics.
As
for all the Celtics failures
as of late,
they fought.
Yes.
Yeah,
but nonetheless, this is a shot you want him to take.
Yes. Porzingis keeps possession for the Celtics. Derek White is there passing it in. J-Dub is guarding the inbound. Kristaps Porzingis is being guarded by a guard in the paint and gets double teamed. The Thunder did a good job of helping over and taking away what the Celtics had. They blitzed well enough and had active hands well enough to where Kristaps Porzingis could not pass out of the double team. And instead of being able to kick open to a wide open Al Horford in the corner, Isaiah Hartenstein gets a steal and Thunder get possession. Yeah.
I feel like they could have just not had to force the ball into a tight spot right off the inbounds. I know that he had a seal on a small defender, but it was obvious that Hartenstein was lurking. That was his job.
Yeah, Porzingis should have done a better job of realizing that and being ready to pass soon enough. If anything, Derek White didn't really put this ball in the best spot. I think he probably should have put it closer to J-Dub rather than the weak side. And so maybe this is just a tiny little execution thing. And if we're looking at the film and saying that, bet your ass Joe Mazzulla is saying that. So I just assume that he is.
Joe Mazzulla is actually just going to play this video. Like he's going to pull this up tomorrow ahead of the Denver game.
But just like the Al Horford seal, like it is the right idea, just a tiny bit off execution wise. That is it, in my opinion.
And Mazzulla blamed a lot of different things.
Yeah.
Poor shot selection too. Not certain. But I mean, he was looking at it deeper than we are. The process to us looks fine, but it's just strange for him to come out and say what he said, because typically he is the biggest, well, we did everything we could. We got open shots guy ever.
I want to see exactly what he said. So he said, let's see. I think it's just, no, that's, he said it's something you have to commit to a possession. There was a possession where we ran a pin down. It was empty side and they weren't able to get the corners filled and they were able to take advantage of that. He blamed a lot of poor spacing. That was the biggest thing.
I mean, I guess some of it, maybe it's just thinking of the Tatum turnover or the Tatum pass to Pritchard at the end of the possession and then the Jaylen turnover. Maybe the guy at the top of the key is too close to the wing ball handler where that guy can help over. Maybe that's what he's talking about, but I don't know off the top of my head what.
Maybe we haven't seen it yet.
Necessarily seen.
Yeah, maybe we haven't seen it yet. Next one, Celtics only up by 1 at this point. Isaiah Hartenstein is guarding Derek White above the 3-point line. He just pulls up in his face and front rim. 4.
Hell yes.
People are going to hate this shot. Maybe you could have drove by, but the Thunder have a backline wall because Al Horford is in the paint and playing in the dunker spot. Maybe you'd rather. I think one of two things. I think Horford should either be on the opposite dunker spot, so Derek White can drive right, kick it to him, or he should just be out on the wing on the weak side of the floor, because there's nowhere for Derek White to drive here, and no one is coming to set him a screen. The play is clearly take advantage of this mismatch. He can't drive it, so he takes an open enough 3. It just doesn't go in.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's don't let Derek just try and take a 3 because he's not shooting very well today. But that would be very off-brand to what the Celtics do, and really just how you should play basketball. Like, I think you just trust the player, not the day.
Yeah, 100%. You have to. And it was an open 3. It just front rim. Next one. So transition opportunity. The Thunder scored after that basket, so they are now up by 1. Their first lead in a while. Derek White pushes it. Jaylen Brown kicks it up to him. This was end of the shot clock. Wait, what happened here?
This was they threw the ball away and chased it down. So they didn't have much time to do much of anything.
So end of the shot clock. Celtics once again got unable to find offense in the first 20 seconds of the shot clock. Jaylen Brown is forced to take a transition 3 in front rim.
Front rim.
It's 5.
I wish we could see the first half of this possession because they fucked up bad too. Like it was like somebody turned the ball over but got away with it.
Yes. Sorry, I didn't mean to stop sharing screen. It's just I got mixed up. Next one, Thunder up by 3 now, 80 to 83. Derek White's dribbling the ball past half court. Drew Holiday has the ball on the wing on J-Dub. Kristaps gets a mismatch, but Isaiah Hartenstein is there trying to help over. And this time the Celtics read it well, and Al Horford gets an open 3. And you can see Isaiah Hartenstein saying, Kendrick Williams, what are you doing? You're supposed to help on Al Horford and I'll run to the corner. But he didn't do that, and they leveraged the Porzingis mismatch well. Good job. Good offense.
Everybody document this. It's a rare make in the second half. 1 of 8.
They made it. They made the 3. Let's go. Good offense. It's the exact same possession they had like a few prior where Horford just missed the 3, but he made it this time. So
this make was actually kind of mean because it made like probably you two kind of like perk up and be like, oh, maybe they're not dead. Because they looked dead for like an entire 12-minute period at this time. It was like, well, I guess this is just how it's going to go. And then Horford does this, and you're like, well, maybe they're going to make a final push here.
Before we jump over to the NBA, I need to tell you guys about Gametime. Let's go on Gametime here, see what is going on. Still got that Post Malone concert, but we looked at that last time. So let's look at something else today. Syracuse, BC. Syracuse is going to be in town. Shout out Bobby Karitzky. For B from Syracuse, Bobby Manning too, and Adam Himmelsbach, Andrew Carter. It's a very Syracuse heavy crew.
Literally everybody that's in the media except us.
Yes. You either go to Syracuse for school or you don't major in journalism. That's the joke me and Noah make all the time. But Gametime is the best place for all your ticketing needs. It's the best place for basketball games like the Celtics and Boston College versus Syracuse. It's the best place for NFL playoffs too, which are coming up if you really want to go to an NFL playoff game. Sam, I know you're not the biggest NFL fan, and I certainly can't afford an NFL playoff game, but they are definitely entertaining at the very least. So
there's none going on up here.
No, there won't be many in the New England area. You got to drive to Buffalo if you want to catch that. But this is Syracuse, BC. You can see here they have stars all around for amazing deals. You can see, and then the cheapest deal, which would be up here in the high section for $7, is outlined in red with a little flame. You can get the view from your seat as well, which is a great feature of Gametime. You see exactly what you're going to be seeing from the seat. You also get to see the price with the fees. So there's no clicking your seat, and then you realize you have to pay $10-20 extra at the end because they didn't include the fees in the original price. Gametime takes that out. Curates deals to make it easy to find the best price. Seat views before you buy, like I said, on time ticket delivery, lowest price guarantee, event cancellation protection, all that stuff is what we love the most about Gametime. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Gametime. Download the Gametime app, create an account, and use code CLNS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code CLNS for $20 off. Download Gametime today. Last minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed. When he made that shot, I was like, oh, lid's off the basket. They'll start making threes now. They did not. Okay, next one, tie game, 83-83. Celtics got to stop. Again, like I said, Celtics did a great job of getting stops in this game.
Trend continues, yes.
But Jaylen Brown, 10 seconds left, gets into his action, has Kenrich Williams on him on the wing, tries to drive past him. Aaron Wiggins is ready to stunt over and stop the drive into the middle of the floor. So Jaylen pulls it back and then dribbles into traffic and loses the ball. Turnover, Jaylen Brown. There was nowhere for him to go. He didn't do a good enough job of acting fast enough. Aaron Wiggins was completely gutting up the middle of the floor. What probably should have happened is just turn your back down Kenrich Williams, wait for the double team, then kick it out to Jrue Holiday because they're clearly itching to double you.
Also, this may be one of those possessions where Joe is like spacing because Jrue could be closer to the hash mark on the other side rather than the top of the key, and it would restrict Wiggins from coming over and helping because he would be leaving him far too open. And then I believe that's Case and Wallace on the far side would be left defending two guys.
Yeah. Jrue Holiday, I don't think saw that Derek White spaced the floor to the corner, and so he thought Derek White was still next to him maybe, but bad spacing on this play for sure. Bad offensive spacing leads to a bad turnover from Jaylen Brown. So it's always multiple things.
There's something here where you want to know your personnel too. You don't have to put it back, but Jaylen is probably going to want to get to that half circle where he's traditionally been very good shooting mid-range and creating. Maybe get out of there.
Yeah.
Maybe don't go that way.
Yes. Thunder score 83-85. Thunder up 2. Derek White passes the ball into Jrue Holiday, who's working out of the corner on Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He has the ball. 11 seconds on the clock. Porzingis fights to get inside, and J-Dub crumbles over in a heap, and Porzingis gets called for an offensive foul.
This might have been a nothing call.
Yeah, this was kind of bogus. I think Porzingis was fighting for spacing, and J-Dub just fell. And I'll put it this way. There were a lot of physical plays late in this game, so calling this, I think, was kind of bullshit. I think if you're going to call this, you have to call some of the rest of them. It is what it is. I mean, Porzingis definitely put the shoulder into it, but he'd been doing that all game, and just J-Dub decided to fall this time. There you go. That's possession.
There's also something here where I think the Celtics have only gotten, I don't know when we started the front rim tracker, but just about literally every miss has been
fourth
a front
quarter.
Rim. So we have 5 front rim shots right now that we have tracked.
Yes.
They are
only threes.
They are 4 minutes into the fourth quarter, and they've only taken 5 shots. Not good.
Yeah. Well, these are just the threes. The front rims are just threes. I don't know if they've taken any twos, though.
I don't think they have.
Okay, well, they're about to. And it's your favorite type of shot. Once again, get a stop on the Thunder. And now Derek White has the ball on the wing with Case and Wallace on him. Jason Tatum runs in, gets J-Dub on his back, gets inside, gets the floor to himself, takes a step back midi, drains it.
And this was great because it mirrored what we had seen in Minnesota on Thursday. When the Celtics needed buckets, they gave the ball to Tatum, and he did a great job of scoring for them when they needed it. And he's done a really good job of doing that all season long. I don't think we've had, me specifically, has had as much to complain about with him, with his shot selection. I think overall he's been very reliable in this spot. So it was good to see them turn to him. And at this point, they had made 2 baskets in a short amount of time. And again, we were like, oh, yeah, might be back.
Somebody got very mad at us on Twitter. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did see that.
Someone got mad at us because we talked about Jason's shot selection. I think it was in the Rockets game, and where I thought some of them were bad, but I was just nitpicking. He's been really good, and I said that in the pod, but they got mad.
And these
also for what it's worth,
type videos if we're watching.
Yeah, 100%. Also, for what it's worth, the Thunder still go to double Tatum. He just gets into his shot fast enough where Case and Wallace can't get there. And if he hadn't, Derek White would have had a wide open 3. But Tatum does a good job of taking it before Case and Wallace can help over and gets a tough midi, but he makes it. So good shot, good make, tough make. All right. Next one. Celtics get a matchup they like. Jason Tatum working on Isaiah Hartenstein above the 3-point line, gets him on him. Bad spacing. Immediately bad spacing.
Yeah,
just
Porzingis
off
is
rip
just
bad
in the
spacing.
way.
Porzingis is just in the lane, so Tatum is forced to go right, but there's two guys on the strong side of the floor, which is Tatum's driving right, and so he would be driving into a wall. Bad spacing.
Every OKC player has is a foot away from the paint, or they are in the paint.
Yes. Yeah. Bad spacing. Tatum actually does a great job of creating separation. If anything, Sam, this might have been time for him to just step back and take a fucking midi again, because he gets so much space here with that jab in. But in the end, he drives past Hartenstein, draws two defenders, and gets a good kick to Derek White in the corner, who kicks it to Jaylen Brown, who gets a pretty damn good three on the wing. And say it, Sam.
Front rim.
Front rim. Good three, though. And great possession by Tatum. Good offensive possession.
Yeah, they made lemonade out of lemons with that. Like, credit to Tatum. This is actually back-to-back good possessions from Tatum, if you're keeping track.
Yes. Like, he put Hartenstein in a blunder, he forced both guys guarding the strong side of the floor, which then became the weak side when he drove left, to get in the paint. Like all 5 OKC defenders are not even looking at anybody besides Tatum right now. Like this still shot. And it just doesn't go in because Jaylen Brown front rimmed, which good shot, just tough. All right. Like I said, this is going to be a long pod because I feel like at this point we're just going to end up watching all of the which it's fun, but I've got nothing to do today. I already did my steps at 6 a.m. So Jaylen Brown. So this is picking up right there. Gets that. Drew Holiday does a good job of getting the offensive rebound and saving it. And then no call.
Okay, so this is just nothing. They couldn't have done anything.
Yeah, Drew Holiday
got punished for hustling.
Yeah, for audio listeners, Jaylen Brown front rims the three we were just talking about. Drew Holiday gets the offensive rebound, but when he goes to save it, he tries to get it to Derek White, and then Lou Dort takes the ball from Derek White and goes to get a dunk, puts the Thunder up by 4. Which again, to this point, we've talked about all these missed possessions, and the Thunder are only up by 4 after this transition bucket. So. I think people were mad about a foul here.
Quarter range.
Yeah. People were mad about a foul here. I don't think there's a foul here. I think he gets the ball first, and I think Lou Dort just makes a damn good play.
Yeah. I couldn't really tell watching it live. I don't ever think we got a close-up of this, but there really wasn't that much pushback. It was just like it looked like a foul on TV. Just because it happened so quick. It looks like he runs him over, but I just think he's like turning
the ball
off balance.
Yeah, I think he gets the ball first, and think he gets some hand after, but I think he just made a good play. I think this is just a good play, and I think it's a good no call. Unfortunately for the Celtics, but good for Lou Dort, man. Nobody on the bench is even complaining, so I think they just know that it was. Okay.
Like again, bad luck again.
Thunder are up by 4 still. Porzingis has the ball at the logo. Lou Dort is denying Jaylen Brown the ball. Literally just this is why Lou Dort made the impact. He did not let Jaylen Brown get the basketball, and the Celtics get a wide open 3 because Casey Wallace is ball watching. As Lou Dort is denying, Casey Wallace is yelling for Shea to switch off the ball and guard Derek White, but Shea doesn't hear him. So Derek White gets an open 3. It's a little bit deep, but it's an open 3. Say it.
Front rim.
Front rim. Front rim 3. Missed the 3. Front rim. But again, a good offensive possession for the Celtics that they just didn't make. A lot of these are just tough misses. Obviously, I think there's been some spacing issues that Joe Mazzulla pointed out that we have since been like looking for and keying in on. There have been some too late in the shot clock a lot, but they're missing a lot of good possession threes. They just are. Like I don't know, man. They're missing a lot, and I haven't been too upset with a lot of these looks.
There have been worse stretches. I don't even know if there's a window to be like maybe drive, because OKC was playing such strong help defense and they were rotating so well that it kind of it just was going to result in a 3 anyways. Like, look at the Tatum drive past Hartenstein. There were 5 guys waiting for him in the paint.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's tough, man. Okay, so that's that one. Front rim's a 3. Then you get to this. The Thunder get a 3 after that. That's what I was looking for. I wanted to see what the 3 was. They got that was a Porzingis offensive foul turnover, 5:47. They
I think this is the Shea step back. Am I
Yeah,
correct?
Shea step back 3. Thank you. Shea step back 3. And then you get this. Then Tatum has the ball at the logo. Porzingis goes to set a screen and pushes him a little bit and gets called for a foul.
Second Porzingis offensive foul in a couple minutes.
I will say Porzingis does this all the time, but there was literally no need for him to do that.
Can't fool Scott Foster.
He had set a good screen. By the time he starts to push J-Dub in the back, Hartenstein is already helping over on Tatum. Like there was just no need for this. This is a mental error, and it cost the Celtics possession in a time where they need it because they're down by 7 now.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. He pushes him. It's clear as day. I don't think you can really complain about this. Yep, Scott sharp as ever.
Next one, transition opportunity, and you get a glimpse of the Celtics' good defense here because Thunder are taking a 3 with 1.5 seconds left, and Jaylen Brown contests it beautifully, front rim, ironically, for the Thunder. Derek White almost had Tatum in transition, but Case and Wallace defended the outlet pass really well. So now you got Derek White driving up, still finds Tatum in transition, who this was just a monster play by Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, he jumps up, stuffs Jason Tatum at the rim. There is no foul here. There is no bad play by the Celtics here. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander just made an incredible basketball play. This is probably why he's going to be MVP.
And I don't think we're going to have it in the clip, but this is the play where Hartenstein catches the alley-oop and kills the Celtics.
Yes. Catches alley-oop, goes to foul call, and then they're killed. There was no foul there, by the way. I was mad at it in the moment. It didn't actually matter because it was just one extra point, but I was mad at it because it felt like one of those where they called a foul just because they saw some like falling down after the play. Like there was no need. Like the play was over and then you called the foul. It was useless.
And from this point on, I don't know if it's worth going through and watching it because I think there's a lot of plays where the Celtics get decent looks inside, and then it just is left up to the argument of whether or not you think they got fouled. If you want to go through and like be like they could have kicked it out here, but from this point on, it's just from my memory was a lot of possessions where you can just be like, hey, maybe if they get a whistle, then they win this game.
Yeah,
and
Jaylen
I don't
Brown,
really want to do that.
That's fine. We can just chat. I'll play some of them like idly in the background. Jaylen Brown misses a shot at the rim. Drew Holiday gets a decent 3. Celtics fight for another offensive rebound. It's just it felt like a lot of their offensive process throughout this fourth quarter and end of the third was pretty good. I think there were some bad spacing shots. I think there were some bad turnovers. Clearly, I think there were some like they fumbled the ball where they had it and then it turned into a turnover. But I think at the end of the day, Thunder deserve I would say maybe 60% of the credit, 70% of the credit for
I agree
the way they played, and the other whatever percent was the Celtics. Or I'd say 70% Thunder's defensive intensity. I'd say 20% the Celtics just missed open shots, and 10% poor spacing and other mental errors by the Celtics. So it's a tough loss, but I mean, we just watched almost every possession from the end of the third into the fourth, and they got a lot of good looks, man.
They also like the Thunder had a championship level response in this game. Like I can't say it enough.
Yeah.
The Celtics looked like they were in full control in the first half. The Thunder kind of looked dead. They were rushing things. They were taking quick threes like when they didn't have to. And I was so confident in what I was seeing from the Celtics. I actually bet against them just because I knew if they lost, I'd be pissed because I had bought in and I ended up getting paid for it. But I didn't like think that the Celtics were going to lose this.
Yeah. Give OKC a ton of credit. They deserve all the credit in the world for the way he responded. And it is what it is. Let us know what you think of the offense down in the comments. The show's not over. I want your guys' thoughts. Next thing, last Celtics thing before the email, because that took up a lot of the time. Jaylen Brown gave an injury update because this was his return from injury. He was dealing with a shoulder strain. After the game, he said, I think it was on the play. I was trying to fire it out. My arm kind of got jammed. I went and got an MRI, came back and had a shoulder strain. I've just been doing my treatment and stuff, trying to get back, ready to be on the court. Felt good today. A little sticky, but felt good. This week, just been going through my progressions, and definitely wanted to be available for tonight, so it felt good. And just to talk about the Thunder game again, Celtics wanted this game. They knew what was happening. They played, like, in terms of intensity and effort, they played really fucking well. And then the Jaylen injury thing, it sounds like it's just a little bit of a strain. Like, I don't think it's that big a deal.
I don't think we can stress this enough. This isn't a game. I mean, we just watched 40 minutes of tape, and it was like the Celtics did a pretty decent job of creating good looks. It didn't really feel like they were settling too much. Maybe they got into the offense too late. That's a big take. I think the spacing might have been bad. There was a couple times that they enabled blitzing, but it was not a situation like where it felt like they completely went ISO ball.
Yeah. 100%. Good job, Thunder. And Jaylen Brown injury, I don't think it's going to be much. I don't know if you
Also, just one quick thing from the Jaylen post game that I happened to see. Jaylen is now in the addicted club of blaming the refs. He was like, refs again. Like, I don't know. Like, I get it. Like, I think there are sequences of this game that they drove to the basket and there was contact. Stop letting it affect you. It's so clear that it affects them when the refs are letting physicality go. It's happened several times this year, and then they had just gone to the podium and been like, refs, stop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, let's jump over to the email here. A reminder, as always, you guys can email us at hbtcpod@gmail.com. That's hbtcpod@gmail.com. We got RJ saying, afternoon, folks, or more than just points, afternoon, folks, looking at some of the breakdowns, who was hitting and who wasn't. I found an interesting tidbit. This was before the Thunder game, so I think this was post-Rockets.
Yes, it was right after we finished the last pod.
Gotcha. Pretty much every 5 minutes of the broadcast, the Rockets were touted as being a strong offensive rebounding team. Certainly that held true in the first quarter as they had 6-1 advantage on the Celtics and 11-7 on total rebounds. The rest of the game, the Celtics won that battle going 11-8 in the final 3 periods. The final spread came to 12 offensive rebounds for the Celtics, 14 for the Rockets. Coincidentally, Sam Hauser only played 11 minutes, played only 11 minutes in the final 3 quarters. Some nights the road to victory needs threes. Friday night, they went out for better rebounding. Be well, RJ. Yeah, the Rockets game was good.
Also, just a note from this that I found like mesmerizing. Houston had those 6 offensive rebounds that RJ mentions. They had 14 points on that. They averaged more than 2 points per extra possession. That's how good they were doing, securing those second chance points.
Yeah. I mean, they got to muck up the game because they're not a great offensive team, so they do a good job of making up for it. RJ says OKC was good. Afternoon, folks. Quick hits from the Thunder loss. OKC dialed up the defense the second half, plain and simple. Celtics also matched the defensive intensity for most of the second half. Agree. Until the seconds got more focused on trying to argue for calls. Look, I won't disagree that the refs made some truly questionable calls, but play to the whistle whenever it is. Mental toughness is about standing up to all of your obstacles, even bad calls. Thunder did their best to keep JT from getting other people involved in the offense as he only had 1 assist. It's true, and I think they just missed a bunch of shots. On a good note, the best news for Celtics, KP remains healthy. Everyone be well. RJ, on the refs thing, I do think complaining about it after the game is frustrating. And I do think sometimes they actively try to drive into contact more when they know they aren't getting calls, which is almost like some backwards reverse psychology thing. But I don't think they played good defense in this game, so I don't think it affected them on the other end. I think it's just made them want to, like, weirdly in a way they're like, oh, you're not going to call it? Fine, I'll keep doing it, and then I'm going to bitch about it. Like that. Like, why? Like, just, but at the same time, what else are they going to do? Threes weren't going in. You know what I'm saying? Like, they couldn't switch it up. So you just almost had to be more aggressive and keep hoping. I don't know. It was weird in this game. I agree that the complaints have gotten whack after the game, but it was a weird
trend.
Yeah, I know. I agree after the game, but I'm talking more like in the flow of the game. I don't know what they could have or should have done differently because, like, the other parts of their offense that would have allowed them to stray away from that weren't working.
I also don't even think like the complaints. I think the complaints might be justified. Like I literally said it. I was like, I think they were getting bumped. Like I think so, and I think Jaylen had a great discussion about the officials. Like he had a great statement about it after the game where Missoula got teched for being on the court.
Yeah,
wishing them a Merry Christmas, and he was like, "Yeah, they're not really held accountable." Blah 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 blah. Quit going up there and talking about the refs.
Is what it is. The refs are part of the game. They're going to keep talking about it, and you're going to keep complaining about it, and I'm going to keep not caring. So we move. Cheers.
I just think it's out of their control. Like it's out. You can't control it. Quit wasting your energy on it.
Yeah, but if it keeps popping up, you're going to keep getting frustrated naturally, and I don't know. Like, I'll put it this way: Jaylen's point that you just said was a good point. Of no one holds him accountable. if you just do nothing about it, like I think in his way, it's like if I don't say anything, it's just going to be more of the same shit. Like the least I could do to even hold him accountable, even a little bit, is say like, what the hell? Like at the very least, you know what I'm saying? Like I get what you're saying, and I agree that it's annoying to say anything. But if his point is they are never held accountable, the literal only thing he can do to even try to change it a little bit outside of like MBPA meetings at the end of the season are saying, I think it was crap in this game.
So Jaylen this season from the free throw line, what is he shooting?
Not good, but
I feel like
besides the point.
There's a layer to this where I don't want to. He's shooting this year. He's actually not shooting bad. He's shooting 74% from the line. It's above his career average. So maybe I should shut the fuck up. I do think there's a layer of this. I don't want to hear about the officials if you're missing a lot of free throws.
I don't. That's besides the
They
point.
shot 21 of 24 yesterday.
Behind.
They got to the line plenty. The fouls were down the middle in terms of how many were called, 18 apiece. Again, like I still think there were some where they swallowed the whistle, and like that's fine. But yeah, it's always funny to me. It's like you guys get to the line and miss free throws. I don't want to hear it.
Is what it is. I think it's besides the point. But let's go over to the NBA.
I'll change the thing.
Check out the standings. Cavs still in first place in the Eastern Conference. Celtics still sitting in second with the Knicks right on their tail. Cavs have won 10 in a row, yes. Celtics are now 26-10. Knicks 24-12, 2 games behind them. You got the Magic, who are still, I say 4-6 in their last 10 it's not a bad thing, but it's not a bad thing because they're literally down their 3 best players right now because Jalen Suggs just got wheelchaired off the court with a back injury. So I feel bad for him. But they're 21-16, so they're fighting. Then you got the Bucks and the Heat at 17-16 each. Hawks, Pacers, Pistons, Bulls rounding out the play-in. Sixers are slowly climbing up, although unfortunate timing for them because the Pacers and Pistons are 7-3 in their last 10, and the Bulls are 6-4 in their last 10. So they're fighting. And then you got the Nets, Raptors, Hornets, Wizards just scrapping for Cooper Flag at the bottom of the East.
Pistons 3 games out of 4th place. They're here. They're here. They play Portland as we're recording this tonight. It should be win number 4 in a row for them. But you know how it goes when you're a team like that is kind of climbing up. You have games where it's just like, why the fuck did you lose to that team? That's why teams are 500 or worse. It's just like they don't win the gimmies. So we'll see. But
they're playing good basketball
from them, despite losing Jaden Ivey for the season. Miami probably is going to end up dipping by the end of the season. I don't think they're going to stay up at 6. We'll see what they end up getting back for Jimmy, or if they don't trade Jimmy, the rumor is that he is going to be playing again if he is still there by the time his suspension is over. So we'll have to see with that. Milwaukee just can't seem to decide if they're real or not. They were fake. They were dead. They were all buried and everything by me, and then all of a sudden they get hot, they win the NBA Cup, and now they're back to being mediocre. They're only a game above 500. I really don't know what to make of them. The top 4 teams are real. Orlando is underratedly real, like you said, doing all of this without their 2 best players for the majority of the season. Now they're without Jalen Suggs. The fact that they're 5 games above 500 without Paolo, like Paolo got hurt after like the first week. That's impressive. This is a great supporting cast they have down there.
Yeah, Magic are a good team. The Heat just lost to the Jazz by 36 points. And the Bucks have lost 4 of their last 5, with 2 losses to the Nets, 1 loss to the Bulls, and 1 loss to the Blazers. So not exactly great for those 2 teams.
It's a real shame.
Western Conference, Thunder's still up top, now won 15 in a row after the win over Boston. 30-5 for them. Did they pass the Cavs officially? No, Cavs are still
31-4.
Rockets sitting in second place, 7 games behind the Thunder at this point, though. Then you got the Grizzlies right on their tail. Nuggets, Lakers, Mavs. Then the Clippers, Spurs, Warriors, Wolves. Kings have officially passed the Suns. And the Suns have lost 4 in a row. And then, of course, Blazers, Chess, Pelicans.
Yes! The fellas at the bottom, the 3 amigos.
Who have won a combined 5 games in a row, though. So,
watch out! Watch out!
They're
by the way, Pelicans Wizards $1 to get in New Orleans. Could be 3 in a row. I saw a post on Twitter today. $1 to get in. Probably can use Gametime.
Yeah, you can use Gametime.
CLNS,
That's
you
insane.
actually get paid $19 to go.
That's insane. That's not how it works. But
it took you a minute. You're like, what is he talking about?
No. But yeah, so that's the West.
I don't know, Jack. There
so
are a lot of people in the comments saying that we couldn't do math. I don't know what you're talking about.
The Suns are further away from the Kings than the Kings are from the Wolves. So the Suns have been rough. And let's just jump into Suns talk right now. The Suns are in shambles, question mark. Chris Haynes had a report. Yeah, Chris Haynes had a report last night that they're going to change the starting lineup. Bradley Beal to the bench, Yusuf Nurkic to the bench, Ryan Dunn and Mason Plumlee are going to start. I think Mason Plumlee is a good player. I think Ryan Dunn's been really, really good this season. So maybe this will work for them. But they're in a bad spot. They're Bulls West, except the Bulls playing the East. So they have the advantage of playing worse teams. Or sorry, Bucks West, not Bulls. I caught myself.
So I'm going to start with this. Ryan Dunn. There was no way that you could have known for sure that what is happening was going to happen. Hindsight 2020 would have been a great pick for the Celtics.
He wasn't available, but yes, he would have been. You froze as you said that, so I don't know if you heard me, but Ryan Dunn has been great. He wasn't available when the Celtics were picking. I don't know if you saw that, but damn good player. Averaging 6-3 and 1 this season, 43% from the field. His 3-point shooting has dipped off. He's only shooting 30% from 3, but he's good, man. He's really good. Really impactful player. And now he's going to be a full-time starter for them. So we'll see if he can change things around. But at the very least, they have an elite defensive stopper. So the offense has come down to earth a little bit, though. But they're in a rough spot, man. I don't know what they're going to do. Yusuf Nurkic looks really bad. So maybe Mason Plumlee will fix things.
They're in cap hell.
Yeah, they put themselves in cap hell.
I mean, who could have told you that? Like, listen, this is not like I was the only person you were saying it to, but who could have told you that trading for Bradley Beal, who has a no trade clause, would be a bad idea?
I think of all people, I came on here after the Timberwolves trade and was like, I think they can make it work. I think Julius Randle's a little underrated. I've said time and time again, I think the right team can make a Zach LaVine trade work, blah, blah, blah. Even I said the Bradley Beal trade was shit. That's when you should have known. Like, that is when you should have known it was a bad idea. If I think it's that bad, not good. Not going to be very good for the Suns. And now they're fighting for their life, man. There's a real chance that they're out of the play-in by the time that the season ends. The Spurs have taken a leap. The Clippers are better than people thought. The Grizzlies are back. The Rockets made a jump. They're not good right now. They're in a really ugly spot, and I don't know what it means.
The Suns are paying the two guys they're sending to the bench a combined, what is it, $76-ish million? That's insane. Yeah. That's a mess. Good luck. How do you expect to compete with that?
They're cooked, man. They're damn lucky they hit on Ryan Dunn. I'll say that. Damn lucky, because if they didn't hit on Ryan Dunn, that's one less rotation piece they have. And he's been playing huge minutes for them. He is playing, let's see, he's playing 19 minutes a game, but in the last 3 games, played 30 minutes, 35 minutes, 27 minutes, 21. Like, if they didn't have Ryan Dunn, they didn't hit on that pick. They didn't get a guy they like. They'd be in a rough spot. And I'm pretty sure Oso Ighodaro, who's a rookie, excuse me, he's been playing a lot of minutes for them too. So yeah, Oso Ighodaro is playing 16 minutes tonight. Ryan Dunn is playing 19 minutes tonight. So they're lucky they had a good draft, but it's been rough for them this year, man. And I don't really know how they're going to fix it. I'm curious to see if they even make the playoffs. Cause I mean, listen, Kevin Durant's still an amazing basketball player. Devin Booker's still an amazing basketball player. Everyone else on that roster is either making too much money for the production or not good.
Well, I apologize. The Beal Nurkic combination is not as much as I said that would be next season when they're still paying both of them.
What is it this year? Like 65?
This year, Beal's making 53.6. Nurkic is making 19.3.
So what is that?
It's like $66 million, $67 million they have between the two of them.
19 plus 53? 72.
Oh, my mistake. 74 or 72 million.
So it is what you said. You said 70. You were correct.
I said like 77. It was almost 80.
Oh.
Next year.
I was like, wait a second.
Beal goes up to 57 and Nurk is making almost 30.
No, he's not.
He's making 21.9 mil. Or he's
That's
a
not
UFA.
almost 30.
It says UFA, so maybe that's the expected salary. I don't know how this works.
Okay. Bradley Beal makes 50 million this year. Nurkic makes 18.
Yeah, I'm looking at I'm looking at the wrong. Yeah. I don't know why I got it mixed up. That's on me. That is on me.
Like,
but nonetheless, the message is still the same. Like, these guys are making way too much money.
Too much money. They make too much money, 100%.
The fact, all right, so what I was telling you is the money that they're going to be making down the line. Like, they have to continue paying these guys. That's bad.
I know. Nurkic only has one more year left in this deal after this, so it's not as bad. But
29.1 million.
I don't even know what you're looking at.
Maybe
this isn't updated.
And I'm looking at the yearly table, and next to UFA, it says 29.1 million.
Let me look. Let me go to Spot Track. I'm on Basketball Reference cap table.
Okay.
So let me look at Spot Track. Maybe he signed an extension that is not updated there, but I can't imagine.
No.
Maybe
I'm just guessing that's the expected.
Okay, let me see. Yeah, Yusuf Nurkic. I think that is,
or it's a cap hold.
Yeah, that might be the max he could get if they wanted to pay him. Perhaps, I don't exactly know, but he'll be a free agent, so that money is not what he'll be making. Yeah, but yeah, they're in a rough spot. Is the point? The Suns are in a tough spot. But let's go to the East. Yeah, the Raptors are also doing some weird stuff. There's rumors that they're willing to trade Bruce Brown and Kelly Olynyk. However, they have resisted opposing teams' interest in Jakob Poeltl. And to that, I say why.
Guy had 35 against the Celtics.
Hey, Jakob Poeltl is having a phenomenal year. Do you know what he's averaging? If you had to guess what Jakob Poeltl is averaging this year, I want you to guess.
18 and 11.
Close. He's averaging 15.4 points, 10.7 rebounds, 2.6 assists, 1.3 blocks, 1.2 steals on 60% shooting from the field. He's having a damn good season. He's a good quality rotation piece. I wrote him as a potential Spurs trade target, ironically, to back up Wemby. Like, he's a good player.
Back and forth.
Yeah, I know. It's funny, but I think it would work for them because they could just trade Zach Collins or some other contracts or whatever. But he's a good player. He doesn't make a ton of money. He makes 19.5, and then a player option for 19.5. Like, for his production, that much money is fine. The Suns would love to have him instead of Yusuf Nurkic, but the Raptors don't want to trade him, and I don't get why.
Well, it could be the reason, like, why you are in on the Raptors, or you were in on the Raptors before the season, where you feel like they have enough guys that are young, and like, where if they have a guy like Jakob Poeltl on the team when Quickly and RJ and Scotty are all out there playing, and then you have Grady Dick, who's taken a little bit of a step forward this year. Like, maybe you feel like having that solid presence makes you a bit more competitive, at least enough to get in the play-in.
I guess
I can see that. Also, not to mention that they could end up with a top draft pick this year.
It's true. I don't know though. This season seems like it's already gone to shit though. So I'd almost rather, if somebody's offering you like a first round pick for Jakob Poeltl, I think you take it and run with it.
That's true.
And then you play some more Jonathan Mobo, you play some more Chris Boucher, you play some more other guys, and then you see what happens. But I guess your center depth isn't amazing, so it is what it is. I just think if you're in that spot as a rebuilding team and your whole team is hurt and it's like you have no shot at making the play-in, you can't really turn it down. But he's under contract for a little while, so I think what you said makes a lot of sense too. But
like with today's CBA and the way the cap increases, what does he make? Like almost 20 million, 18 to 20 million?
19.5, yeah.
19.5. Like going forward, if he's gonna produce like this, it's worth the money.
Yes. Yeah, I'll give you that. Last NBA thing for the Rat List. The Lakers are doing even weirder shit than the Raptors because they have said that so this is from Dan Woik of the LA Times. The Los Angeles Lakers are still evaluating their internal options as they weigh up any additional trades before the deadline. Quote, instead of rushing into a deal for a backup big man, the Lakers do have a real desire to see what their second unit looks like once Jared Vanderbilt and Gabe Vincent are on the court together. Something like that. Something that happened just once a season ago. Spoiler alert. Mid. Like, if that's what you're waiting for, shit, man. Load up 2K, throw it on there, and then figure it out. Jared Vanderbilt's a fine player. Gabe Vincent's whatever. They are not the solution to your problem.
Nope. Sure.
What the hell are we doing, man? What a ridiculous statement.
All I see is Harrison hate tweet about Gabe Vincent. So I really don't think Gabe Vincent is going to be your savior in this season. The Lakers are cooked. The Lakers are going to be cooked. Jack's going to get pissed until LeBron is not on the team. They're going to be cooked. It's just the way it is going to be.
I think they can be a fine playoff team with LeBron and AD on the team. I don't think they'll win a title just because I think the West is better. And if that's the goal, then they got some serious figuring out to do. But they're a top 6 team right now. Like they're not bad right now. It's just this is foolish to me. Like if this is what you're waiting on, you're gonna be waiting a while. This is not it. Gabe Vincent is currently playing 19 minutes a game and averaging 4 points.
The way I look at the Lakers is like they just keep slapping the tape on the leak. It's the meme where the guy puts the tape over the leaking like big cylinder, and they're like, "This will fix it." And then all of a sudden, like if that player did help or they did fix whatever the problem is, the next year they're not helping anymore. They're ass and they're the problem.
Sure, I see it. No, I get what you mean. I think LeBron and AD are still good enough to anchor a deep playoff team. I think they're
think about when they got Vanderbilt and they were like, this guy's lockdown defense. And
for what it's worth, I think Vanderbilt's a good player. He has been hurt for a long, long time. However, you can't wait anymore. Like as much as I know you don't believe in it, LeBron is 40 years old. He's having a good season. He's lost a step on defense objectively. He is nowhere near the player he was even 4 years ago, but he's still an all-star caliber player. And AD looks fucking great for a lot of stretches. Like you've got,
I don't dispute that.
100%. And so you've got 2 players, even if LeBron is just an all-star / low-tier all-NBA player now. AD is a defensive player of the year caliber guy and an all-NBA whatever team guy. If you have 2 guys like that on your roster, you should be a good playoff team. And if you got the experience of LeBron and the championship experience of AD and LeBron, you should be able to make a run. Jared Vanderbilt's not it, bro. Gabe Vincent's not it. Like you got to do a better job of knowing when it feels like they're so scared to make a move, and LeBron's probably a part of that, just objectively. And you say it all the time, and it's true. It's true. You got to be perfect, and you got to be scared because that is the nature of having a LeBron James on your team. Because at this point, he's not an NBA player. He is one of the biggest celebrities on the planet, and that is what you get, and that's largely what you're paying for, that exposure, especially as the Lakers. And that's just, as much as you don't like it and people might not like to hear that is objectively like a big part of it. This ain't it. Like you got to do a better job figuring it out. I don't know what that is, but like go trade a first-round pick in 2 seconds at least, or 2 firsts for Cam Johnson for those guys. Go do something here. Go get shooting. Go get point of attack defenders. Like there are very clear weaknesses in this where you can help like patch up some of the stuff, and saying, and maybe this is just a ploy because they don't want teams to think they're too overeager. Everyone knows, guys. Spoiler alert. Everyone knows. Everyone knows you're desperate. Let's stop this bullshit.
The Lakers are going to have to like adjust with the times. In all seriousness, the Lakers are, as Bill Burr so eloquently always puts it, they are a franchise built on stealing other teams' guys. Throughout their history, they've drafted Magic, they stole Wilt, they stole Kareem, they stole Shaq, they drafted Kobe. I think they drafted Jerry West. Aside from that, all of their guys that they get are just lured to LA. Mm-hmm. That's how it goes for them. And with the new CBA, you just kind of can't get away with that anymore. You making big splash trades is going to restrict you because those contracts are tough to build around, and you can't get away with going over the cap as much anymore unless you have homegrown guys, which they do not.
No, they have a couple brewing, like Austin Reeves. He's not amazing. He's
How old
a
is
damn
he?
good role player.
You said it the other time, like one of the last times we talked. He's not like young anymore. He's like 26, 27.
I think he's 26, but you said homegrown players. Like he is somebody they found and built up from a nothing contract.
Sure.
Dalton Connect, also good player,
good
drafted this year, found something. Past that,
Bronny.
Not
Look
much.
no further.
I will say Bronny's actually been pretty all right in the G League. Like he is finding it a little bit. Like I'll give him a little bit of credit. He is finding his way now that he has been allowed to play in the space where he should be playing. you know what I'm saying though. You know what I mean.
It's just such a ridiculous thing to say out loud. Like, wow, they're letting him play at the competition level he should be playing at. Oh wow,
he's
nice.
played.
He should have stayed at college.
I know he's played in 2 G League games and he's averaged 19, 8, and 5.5 on 42, 46 splits. It's pretty good. right? Let him keep doing that. He's playing pretty good.
Played in 2 G League games. What else is he doing?
Yeah.
What else is he doing with his time? He can't play in more G League games. Get him out there.
He is played in more Lakers games than G League.
Really? Well,
Playing 8 Lakers games. No, just let him play in the G League, man. Because he looks good in the G League when he gets there. But like, if I'm the Lakers, I'm looking at like the Jazz and saying, hey, let me get Colin Sexton and Walker Kessler. Let me get a good, what's the word? Like, I don't think Colin Sexton's the best overall defender, but he's a motherfucker at the point of attack. He'll give you all the effort in the world at the point of attack. And Walker Kessler's a good backup big. I'm looking at the Hornets and saying, hey, your ass. Give me Josh Green, Nick Richards. We'll give you a few seconds. Give you a little bit of stuff loaded up there.
Just keep putting yourself in the hole and trading your picks away for guys that are going to get they'll either be good or they're just going to get fucking ruined.
In those situations, though, like, they're young enough where I think you can fathom it. And listen, man, I get what you're saying 100%. If you have LeBron, you need to try to win. And like, you do. It just not even from oh my God, he's so good, you have to help him. From he's LeBron James, that's the situation you put yourself in when you signed him. That is what you signed up for. It just is.
But they're and I don't disagree. Like, that's why you brought him in, is to compete.
I know exactly what you're going to say. They are not going to trade him. I 100% understand.
No, I wasn't going to say that. I just think you're at a point. Well, I mean, you could take that as an option, but you're at a point now where you're just kind of like draining yourself. Like,
yeah,
each time they make a move, they end up giving up more stuff to undo that move
because they make shit moves.
That's what I'm saying, because they have to, because they're desperate, because LeBron has that pressure that comes with him.
Yep. Yeah, they just haven't done a good enough job. Ever since the Russ trade, it's just been Band-Aid after Band-Aid after Band-Aid.
Just look at the teams. Look at the teams that he's been a part of, and after he leaves, what happens to those teams? And again, you are removing one of the great players of all time from each roster, but the time that it takes them to recover and to actually start to trend in the right direction is a long time.
I get it, and I 100% agree. The fact that the Lakers had Kyle Kuzma, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, and Alex Caruso on the roster, didn't pay any of them and traded some of them, they're just fucked from then on.
Because it's like, go get the AD thing is the only one I think you can look back at.
That wasn't AD.
That worked. Well, Kuzma wasn't in the AD trade, but they had even
neither was Caruso. Neither was KCP.
Even more guys in that like core when LeBron got there, where it was Ingram and it was.
But that trade worked.
It did work.
My point is that trade. I know. But my point is that trade worked. And then the core you had that won a title, you decided to not pay and then flip after one disappointing season. Like, it's just, I think, a bad front office combined with the pressure of LeBron James. And it is what it is. But all right, Rat List, Sam, what do you got for me?
Rat List is being out of shape. I'm someone who does not get tired. I played in men's league yesterday, and I was tired, and it is a surreal feeling. Having to ask for a sub after 4 minutes of play, credit to me, because I didn't say, let me stay out there and just not try, because I wanted to give our team the best effort I could when I was out there. And I eventually, like, you get your second win and it's not as bad. Like, towards the end of the game, like, I played, like, the final stretch and I felt okay. We lost. And we just had, like, a weird game. We should have won. Like, objectively should have won. If I'm at full capacity, we win because my legs aren't tired and I'm playing motherfucker defense. But just to feel like a mortal is awful. It's not fun.
Yeah, it doesn't sound fun. And it isn't fun.
Well, you know how it is.
That's me. Yeah, I get tired, man. You got to pace yourself. You got to know when to pace yourself. So I'm going to rat list Bailey Zappi. So we do a bozo parlay every week, right?
Yes.
And our first pick of the leg, which was my roommate Brian, was Browns plus 19.5. They did not cover. And I'm going to show you how they didn't cover. So Bailey Zappi and Dorian Thompson-Robinson were going back and forth as the quarterback of the Browns in this game, which immediately tough spot to be in, right? Then this happens. The 18, perfectly in sync. We have it. We're there. They cover. And then Derrick Henry does this, which
I think that they
runs
are very
43-yard touchdown to the hole, which Derek, you didn't need to do. You won the game. You didn't need
Add
to
the
do that.
stats.
That was mean. So then they're up by 25, which, do some math, just need a touchdown for the Browns. Just need a touchdown on the Browns.
And
then,
mind you, Jack, as you're saying this, they are 57 minutes into the football game, and the Browns have scored 1 touchdown.
yes, but you just need one more. And they get to the red zone. They get all the way to the red zone. They drive. They do a great job. And then Bailey Zappi does this. They're on an 18-yard line, and then Bailey Zappi throws this ball.
They got
just
down
take a
there
look
quick,
here.
by the way. Literally 30 seconds of game time.
Zappi. Oh, big.
You didn't. I'm glad you didn't see this. I assumed you did. Bailey Zappi throws a 400-pound lineman, and the parlay is dead on the first leg.
Touchdown. My goodness.
He's going to tear his fucking quad sliding.
Let me pull something up here. Michael Pierce, Ravens, ESPN. Let's see. Let's take a look. You want to guess how much this guy weighs, Sam?
He's got to be 380.
355. 6 feet tall. 355. And Bailey Zappi just throws it. Literally, you could not throw it more at him.
It's a ball hawk right there. I don't know what you're talking about.
Just cooked from there on out. Just cooked.
Rat List is my mom. So for Christmas, I got my mom one of those picture frames that is digital. So you can just put pictures on there.
Yeah.
And it rotates as, whatever, like after 10 seconds or whatever, the new one comes up. So what my mom did with this gift is she just unloaded the clip. Like she took every picture in her phone and put it on there.
Jesus.
So I was walking through the kitchen today and there was just a picture of my car when like someone had head on to me. It was fine. Like it was a slow head on, but it was like the damage of it. And I'm like, why is the picture of my car like with front end damage? The fucking picture. She's got some wild pictures on there. She's got like a picture of me and my ex, and I'm just like, you just have this in the house? Sure.
Yeah, that's kind of insane.
Just put all the pictures on there.
Rat List, I don't know even what the rat list is. This is a funny situation. So I got a TV for Christmas. I don't know if I told you this. I have a TV for Christmas. It's currently on the floor of our apartment because we already have a TV, but now we got 2 TVs.
You can actually pull it up because Danny tweeted the picture of him watching the pregame.
True.
Show people.
True. I won't dox Danny again, but my roommates are like, you doxed us. You doxed us.
What do you mean you doxed us? You didn't show where you live.
They're being idiots. Regardless, big TV. I named it Giant TV for airplay purposes, or Brian named it Giant TV, I should say. And we basically just watch TV on the main one, then play Fortnite on big TV, which is fun. We just like pass the controller around and rip solo Fortnite games. But where was I going with this? Uh-oh.
Solo Fortnite games, TV on the ground.
No. Oh, no. Oh, no. I had it. It was something. I lost it. You go. Come back to me. I lost it.
Rat List is just pretty much the freezing cold. Just brutal out. I was walking around yesterday.
Yes.
And like your face is just freezing. You can't go outside. Like it discourages you from wanting to go out. I mean, you're going out for walks every day,
Yeah, I went out for a walk today at 6 a.m. It was very cold. It was freezing.
That's crazy behavior. I know you wanted to see like the landscape and everything, but like
here, I'll share a picture.
who has consistently gone out in like the conditions, hot or cold, the timing is very important.
Yeah. Yeah, Chris Middleton's hurt, by the way. Tendonitis in his ankle.
Huh.
Hold up. Let me. I want to send this to myself, but I'm trying to find. Wait, where is Slack? Thank you. Sorry, I'm trying to send this picture that I took on my walk this morning because I was happy for the nice little park. I will say though, I was in the park this morning. Again, like at this point, it is 7 a.m. I'd been walking for an hour. I got up to this park, and I'm sitting there in like a little chair in the park watching the sunrise, and this dog just walks up into the park, and so I leave because I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, no owner, just a dog. I think it was like from a house surrounding the park, but I was like, what is going on here? Everyone's just dog no leash is a no, and I love dogs. Gotta have a leash. Public space, dog and a leash, please. It has to be.
Correct. I hate the people that have their dogs just no leash. Even though a lot of times it's like a flex for them that their dog is well behaved. Because when I
Yeah.
go running, I see people all the time with no dog on the no leash for the dog. It's like
Yeah.
I'm like fearful because that thing sees me running. They might want to fucking chase me.
Yeah. No, and I love dogs. You know I love dogs. It's just it's gotta be in a leash. This is the
Not
picture I took from the
everybody
park, though.
loves your dog. I've said
True.
this before on here. Like, not everybody has to think your pet is awesome. It's your
True.
pet, not mine.
This is the picture I took this morning. Very pleased.
Nice.
The way it came out.
That is the sky.
Very fun. I remembered my rat list. So Big TV. I put my Hulu account on the Big TV because we were watching Celtics on it. We put the Celtics on the Big TV on the floor, and they were watching football or college football or whatever was on the Big TV or the other TV. And I log into Hulu, and somebody else had the remote, and they go, "Which account do you want me to use?" And I'm like, "Oh, the one that says Jack." And Grace has an account, and there was another one. They're like, "Who is this person?" And it was just my ex-girlfriend's name was still like an account, and I was just like, "Change it, just go to the one with my name." What the fuck? And they just all started clowning me, which I doubt she still uses it, but it was just like I've had it for that long, and I never have to sign in. You know what I'm saying? Like I always just have my accounts. So it's just I was like, God damn it. It was just like a shit. Get clowned by the room moment.
I'm out of material today.
I don't have anything else. I'm exhausted. I 6 a.m. might be pushing my boundary.
I respect it though.
I took a nap. I'd take a nap.
I'm telling you right now, after game days, don't do it. Just let yourself sleep. Get your sleep because you're not getting it. Well, for you, it's different than me, but you're probably not getting done working till like 2. Just go to bed.
2 or 3. Yeah, I will say. I found a bagel spot that I really like. It's a coffee house, but the bagels they make, I got it the past 2 days, and I got to stop because I can't spend this. I can't spend money on like bagel sandwiches every day, but I get turkey, egg, garlic and chive cream cheese, lettuce, tomato, and then like some like garlic herb aioli mayo, whatever it is. Shit is unbelievable. And I took a picture of it, not because I was like taking a picture of my food, but I needed to show you how loaded this bagel sandwich was. Yeah, no, because it is like they when I tell you they stacked this shit, they stacked the food on this thing. Like I could not bite into it. I had to like take a half bite. And that is not usually a problem for me. So here you go. Here's the
bite.
I did. It was too big, man. It was a giant fucking bagel sandwich. Look at this. Ready? Here you go. It is just stacked. Like it is an unbelievable.
Yeah, that's like borderline. You can't even eat it.
Exactly.
Like you gotta like put the hydraulic press on that to get it flat.
And hey, I got it down. Shit was phenomenal, but it was stacked today. And I'd rather this than skimped. So I'm not gonna complain, but it was certainly stacked out.
I've been making them at home. My girlfriend got me a burger press, and I use it to grill like the English muffins.
That rocks. Fuck yeah!
All right, we're out of here, gang.
Yes, sir. Appreciate y'all tuning in.
As you're hearing this tonight, 10 p.m. We'll be here at 9:30 for pregame. You can also find the rest of our videos on the channel if you subscribe and hit the bell. Full pods like this one drop Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday. Game recaps are the morning after each game, so there'll be one tomorrow. Then other videos up here in between to keep you up to date with all things Celtics. You can find us on Spotify and Apple as well. All pods are there, as well as the game recaps. So if you follow us, they'll go right to your feed. Leave us a 5-star review. It helps us a lot. We appreciate it. Help us reach more people. Email us, hbtcpod@gmail.com. We're reading them every pod. You saw us read them today. So get in on the fun, hbtcpod@gmail.com. Our socials are at How About Them C's for Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Facebook's the name of the pod. All streams are there. They're on YouTube. They're on Twitter. Jack's Twitter's at JacksMoneNBA. Mine's at Sam LaFrance NBA. That's it for us.
Taco, come on. Taco's having some fun here.